Hi friend, I am CRYSTMOND. This is a project we are working on. As I said, this is a real life project, and I'll be taking you step-by-step procedure on how to design, how to model, how to analyze a structure like this from the starting point to the finishing. So, from the starting point to the finishing. So our last class, I taught the people how to insert your grid lines, how to insert your column, and how to import your drawing from Autocad to your product structure. So this was our drawing that we imported. And today, I'll be teaching you how to insert your column, insert your beam, and also input your wall load and insert Storey. So let's go. And if you know you've not subscribed to the channel, you can subscribe for more useful content. So now what we'll do is to insert our columns. So these are columns, and the size of our columns is 225 by 225. So our B1, we put it 225. Our B2, 225. So we now insert our column. So your column position that we've already indicated from our Autocad, so we'll insert our individual columns there. As you can see it, insert columns, and inserting columns gradually, one after the other. That's how we do it, to insert the column around the building before we can input our beam. So we insert the columns one after the other. As you can see, this is our column position, and our column is being inserted on it, one after the other, step by step. We insert it round, we insert it one after the other, round the building. So once we are done putting the columns, we have something like this. So as you can see, we've inserted all the columns in the rightful position. But you can see this area is the lift area. It is well reinforced. And this is one of our staircase area too. It is well reinforced. So after that, this is another staircase for the bar and restaurants. It is well reinforced. So once we are done with inserting our column, the next thing we'll do is to put our beam. So I click on beam. The width of my beam is 225, while the depth of my beam is 500. I want my first floor to be 500, second floor 450, the next floor will be 300. So the depth of my beam is 500. So once we've input this parameter, so is to start placing our beam. So let's start from here. So here, as you can see, move to here, insert our beam round. Here you see the long beam, insert our beam round. Insert our beam round. From here you put to here. Put here. We insert our beam around the structure. We insert our beam around the structure. We insert our beam around the structure. As you can see, we take our time to insert our beam gradually, just like this. Gradually, insert our beam around the structure. We insert our beam around the structure one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Insert our beam like this. we'll take our time to insert our. So once we are done inserting our beam, we'll have something like this. As you can see, all the beam is in position, in a proper position. We will insert the beam around the building. So this is how it will look like. So the next thing we will do now is to insert our wall load. So you click on any of the beam, right click, you will see edit beam wall load. Edit beam wall load, this one, you click on it. So once you click on it, our wall unit weight is 3.47, while our wall height, our story 1 will make it 2.8, while our block thickness, which is our wall thickness, is 0.225 meter. Okay, so once we are done with that, we will click OK. As you can see, this place has changed color, so that this beam is carrying a wall load, but others, they are not carrying wall load. So what we'll do is to right click again, so once we right click, we will now copy beam wall load. So once we copy beam wall load, we will paste it. All our beams, since it's ground floor, they are carrying wall load. So what we'll just do is just to go to your beam, click on the first beam, hold your shift button and click on the last beam. So it will automatically copy all, select all the beam. So once all the beam is being selected, you right click and paste copied beam load. The load will copy it, we will not paste it. You click on yes. So wait. Gradually it will paste the wall load around all the beams. It will paste the wall load around all the beams. It's loading. It's loading. It's still loading. It's still loading. It's still loading. Okay. As you can see now, all the beams, they've changed color. Meaning that all these beams, they are carrying wall load. All these beams, they are carrying what? Wall load. So the next thing we'll do now, after we've inserted our beam, input the wall load, is to inch this structure. The purpose of inching is to avoid rotation. Is to inch the continuous joints and discontinuous joints. So as you can see, this joint from here, so is to inch. So what we'll do is to right click. So click on the beam, you right click, and you see update beam end condition. Update beam end condition. You click on hinge at left end. Okay, apply. So once you've seen it, you pinch here. So since this beam continue up to this point, so our next inch will be here. We right click, the same procedure, update, apply. You inch this one. So the next one we'll do is to inch this one. As I said earlier, that the purpose of this inching is to avoid rotation. Is to avoid rotation. So click on update beam end condition. The same procedure, hinge it and hinge here. We'll go again, the same procedure, we'll hinge it. So that's how we do. We'll hinge it around the structure, the beams, the continuous beams and the beam that does not continue. That's how we do to hinge it around. So once we've done hinging it, so see this one, we hinge this one. Update beam end condition. Okay, that's what we do to hinge the building around. So we'll take our time and we'll hinge all the building. So we'll hinge all of them. Like this beam that does not continue, we'll hinge both end because it hinge both end. Okay, so that's how we go about the hinges. Any beam that does not continue, you hinge both end. You hinge both end. You hinge both end. So as you can see, we are done with the hinging. You can see this red dot is the sign that the beam is being hinged. So once we are done with hinging the structure, so the next thing we'll do is now to insert our story. So we'll go to our building layout, building setup. We'll click on insert story. So since it's a 2-story building, so we put 3 here. Total number of story, we'll put 3. We'll click on OK. Yes. Okay. So once we're done with this, so after that one, we'll go back to our story 1. Click on generate story. We've inserted the story, so the next thing we'll do is to generate our story. So we'll click on generate story, click on the first story, click on the second, hold your control button to highlight all of them and click on OK. So once you click on OK, automatically it will generate the story for you. Automatically it will generate the story. So the story has been automatically generated. So we can view it in our 3D. So as you can see it, this is our story. This is our story. This is our story. So we'll go to the story tree to remove this wall load, because that story tree is just carrying roof, so it's not carrying much load. So we need to remove the wall load from that story tree. So what we just do is to go to our ground floor, our plan view. So click on the story tree, click on the beam, highlight, shift button. Okay, you go there and you see delete wall load. Click on delete wall load. So once we delete it, automatically the wall load will remove. We'll click on delete wall load. So we've deleted the wall load. So let's view our structure in 3D. So let's see how it looks like. So as you can see it now. This is how our structure looks like. But there's some things that we need to remove. As you see this view, this is the entrance pouch. You just from the ground floor, it does not continue. So we need to edit it to be just exactly like that. So what we just need to do is just to delete all what we don't want from it. Delete this too. Delete this one. Delete this. Delete this. Delete this. Okay. So what you see remaining there? Okay. Okay, I think there's nothing remaining. So this is the same thing applied to this too. We delete this one because we don't want it. Delete this one. Okay. Okay. So we delete this. Delete this. Delete this. Delete this. Delete this one. 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 Delete Wallload. Delete this Wallload too. Delete bin Wallload. Yes. Delete this one, bin Wallload too. Delete bin Wallload. No. Right click. Delete bin Wallload. Yeah. Okay. Same thing apply to these two. Right click. Delete bin Wallload. Yes. Simply apply to this one too. You right click and you delete bin Wallload. Okay. So once we have successfully done this, so the next thing we'll do now is to edit our story. 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 So edit our story. So the first floor, which is our foundation, will be 100. Simply apply to this 100. Foundation depth 100. Okay. Let's keep our first story to 3 meter, 3 meter, 3 meter. Okay. Okay. So let's see how it goes. Okay, this is it. These are foundation. These are first story. These are second story. Okay. These are first floor, ground floor, second floor. So this now we need to add another story to it. We need to add another story to it. We need to add another story to this because it's a 2-story building. This we need to add another story to it. So what we just do is just simple. We go to our building, insert, add another one, make it 4. 3. Okay. So you go to same building, generate. No, you cancel. Building set out. You go to generate. Okay. Okay. So you go to, let's go to our Storey 2. Okay. So we go to our same thing. We generate. So we generate from Storey 3 to Storey 4. Okay. So click OK. So once you click OK, automatically you'll see it is being added. So this is it. So this is how far we'll go today. So our next lesson, I will teach you how to put slab and how to save it and run your analysis.